Okay. Well, hi everybody. So today's video, I'm trying to move the camera. Sorry. Today's video is my review of episodes 7 and 8 of season 7 of Once Upon a Time. You'll notice that I skipped 6. I have a reason. I wasn't home Friday and I tried to watch episode 6. I was just having a lot of problems. I tried to watch it on the Fire Stick thingy, it gets the new episodes of the TV show, and it just wasn't working, and then I couldn't watch it on my phone either, because it needed some information. I wasn't comfortable putting that in. I tried to watch some scenes on YouTube to try and piece it together, and it just didn't work. So I'm hoping I can go back and review it at some point in time. I know that the gist of the story is that it was a Regina-centric episode. We learned, about the relationship between Regina and Drusilla, that it was actually her that cast the curse, and that she awoke Regina, and that just kind of the big highlights of the episode. For these two episodes, the episode 10 is called Eloise Gardner, and episode 8 is called Pretty in Pink. Or not Pretty in Pink, Pretty in Blue. I don't know why I said pink. That's a movie, isn't it? There's an 80s, like Pretty in Pink, that's an 80s movie with Molly Ringwald, isn't it? I think it is. I don't know. I actually have this. I'm gonna open this because there's something that really made me angry in the review, and I think this will be a nice little surprise type of thing to open, because I'm gonna talk about something that's really difficult and is in the news a lot lately. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the bad. I'm just gonna combine everything in the two episodes together instead of talking about each one individually, because it's just easier for me. I'm still trying to move the camera. Here's me. Hold on. Go over there, bed. Sort of better. Oh well. I'll work with it. What I don't like these recycle storylines that we keep doing. They did, most of the season has a lot of this from the previous seasons, mainly season 1. This one is, let's see, in these two particular episodes, it was, there's a scene in the 8th episode with, Cinderella and Henry, and they get trapped in a net, kind of like, he mentions, oh, it's like my grandparents. That's a little thing. They're doing the Catherine storyline again, this time with Jacinda, and the character's name is Nick, and Henry being the Mary Margaret character of the situation. We did it. The only difference is that there's a child involved instead of David and Catherine didn't have any kids. So, but I've seen this. You're only slightly changing it. You flip the genders around, and there's a kid involved. I've already watched. I watched Mary Margaret, Catherine, and David play out 5 seasons ago. I don't want to watch it again. And the biggie is, this is a plot from the 4th season / 5th season, and that's the Zelena disguising herself as Marion to trick Robin into sleeping with her and getting her pregnant plot. This time it's the witch, who we now know is Mother Gothel from Tangled, and she disguises herself as Rapunzel to trick Hook into having sex with him and getting her pregnant. This is the plot I'm talking about. This is the one that made me angry. Why did it make me angry? What is it about this plot that made me angry? Well, with both situations, it was something that's called rape by deception. both Robin and Hook agreed to have sex with, for Robin, Marian, and for Hook, Rapunzel. However, they did not agree to have sex with Zelena and Gothel. That is not... Oh, sorry. Let me think of how to say this. That is rape. They did not give their consent to Gothel and Zelena. Yes, men can be raped. They often don't come forward because they are seen as weak by a lot of people, and they're not believed, and it's just very hard for men who are rape victims to come forward. And I don't like that the show, in my opinion, is making it even more difficult for these people who are victims. I mean, it's hard enough for women who are raped to be believed. Just imagine men in this situation. It's not something to take lightly, and unfortunately what's going to happen is they're going to sweep it under the rug just like they did before. And they've had many instances of rape in this show. There was a thing going around called Once Upon a Rape. That's really bad when your show has something like that. Adam Horowitz and Eddie Kitsis really need to sit down and think about what they're writing. And they need to show the consequences of rape. They need to talk about the victims and the trauma that they've gone through, and not brush it under the rug, not make jokes about it, not make any comments about it, like unfortunate comments about it. Not say, oh, it was a one-night stand. No, it wasn't. He was thinking he was having a one-night stand with Rapunzel, not Gothel. There's a huge difference, and it needs to stop. Also, there are other, Regina Graham, the statutory rape of Emma and with Neil, or Neil and Emma, you know what I mean? Because Neil was the older one in the situation, because Emma was only 17. This is a huge problem on this show. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be fixed. And they need to stop. Because think about in the news lately with Hollywood, all the problems that are coming out. So many women, even men now. They're, what's that actor's name? He was in House of Cards. There have been men that have been coming forward about being sexually assaulted by this actor. This is a huge deal. It's in the news a lot lately because of all these actors coming forward and saying something. And you have a show that's supposed to be about hope, and you're not going to do anything about it and not show consequences of rape to the person that did, to the I can't think of the word. Oh my god. Sorry. The consequences of the actions of the person who did the rape. And also, you undermine the victims. I'm just looking at the time real fast. I'm at 8, almost 9 minutes. Okay. This is a huge... you could do an entire video on this for a whole hour, even longer, just talking about the issues of rape on this show. I'm not gonna do that. I want to get to some happier stuff in this review. But in order to... That was very dark. So that was a dark subject, it was. And I want to kind of brighten the mood again, and I want to open this. I'm not gonna eat the chocolate, it's kind of late. I don't eat candy really late. I did when I was like little. Oh. Okay, so the egg looks like this. It's a chocolate egg. But the toy, because it comes with a little surprise toy, is on the side. Pooh. That's lame. I feel a little better now, by the way. I'm not as angry anymore. I'm still angry. Very angry. I can't open this. It's Olaf! My name's Olaf, and I like warm hugs. I need Olaf. I'm gonna hold him. He's gonna be in the video the whole time. He's gonna keep me calm and not angry at what has happened. Why don't we talk about good things in the episode? There were good things. First of all, I think I'm gonna shout out to some acting right here. Colin O'Donoghue and Rose Reynolds were magnificent in these 2 episodes. I think they're wonderful actors, and I think they're gonna have very long careers. I actually think they're the best. You know, when Colin actually gets a chance to shine, he's awesome and he's wonderful and very talented. They haven't really been letting him do much since episode 2, actually, for the last like 4-ish episodes. He hasn't gotten to do much, but he shined in this episode, and Rose Reynolds is very talented as an actress, and I really like her as Alice. I think she's doing a fantastic job. What else? They were good. I loved the scenes between them. I thought they were really nicely done. And even though Alice is a child that was conceived through rape, the scene with Hook when she's a baby and he's talking about, you know, I need to name you, and he names her Alice after his mother, and we find out about Hook's mom. That scene was beautiful and it was very sweet and very touching. And obviously, I'm assuming Colin drew on his personal experience, because he mentioned in an interview that he just had a little girl. That's really sweet. So I think that, you know, that kind of really inspired him, you know, his real life experiences in that scene, and really it came through. And then of course he sang a little lullaby, and the song is called She Moved Through the Fair. It's a traditional Irish song, very fitting, of course, Colin O'Donoghue being from Ireland. It was very sweet. He sung it beautifully. What little he sung of it in 2 scenes, he sang it, and I love the idea that, you know, he's singing the song that was sung to him as a child. I can picture, you know, that, you know, Hook singing it to his child with Emma, for sure. So I can see that happening. I wish we could have seen that, but at the end of the day, we can just switch the setting and picture it in Storybrooke instead of in the tower. Use our imaginations. We have the audio, right, of Colin singing that song, so we can put that into what we're thinking in our heads. It'd be easy, though, to do that scene, because you don't need Jennifer Morrison to shoot a scene like that. You could just boom, nursery in their house in Storybrooke, baby in their arms, dress him up in his Storybrooke clothes, done deal. Probably would take, I don't know, 2 minutes of screen time. It'd be nice to see, just saying. The other stuff I liked in this episode was Henry. I love Henry in these 2 episodes. He is so geeky and nerdy. I love it. I love his, you know, enthusiasm for all things 80s, like the music and everything. I loved it. Very fitting. Still something from that he kept from, you know, when he was a kid. And another thing was, at the end of the episode, when we meet the guy that plays Nick, or, well, not the guy, Nick, but in his storybook character is Jack. I'm assuming like Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk. He does the line, or that scene from The Empire Strikes Back with Han and Lando. He's like, "Why, you know good." You got a lot of, I love it. And you know that scene, right? When they go to Cloud City and Lando comes in, "Why, you know good, double crossing." I'm not saying it right. I don't have that scene memorized. I'm sorry. I'm a bad Star Wars fan. But I loved it. I knew immediately what it was from. And then they also mentioned, like right after he said it, "You gotta show me that the Star Wars or whatever." Well, it's from The Empire Strikes Back, Henry's. Only, I love, you know, Henry's love of Star Wars. And only a Star Wars fan would correct somebody like that. right? Am I right? Like, so if someone told me that, oh, that's from Star Wars, and no, it's The Empire Strikes Back. It's still a Star Wars movie, but it's The Empire Strikes Back. I really loved that stuff. That was wonderful. What else? This, of course, was the episode. I kind of figured Alice would be Hook's daughter, judging by the little chess scene in episode 4. I mean, that was a huge hint because he revealed that they played chess, and I thought originally it was going to be Rapunzel, but I was wrong. But I was also kind of right because I figured it was either Rapunzel or Alice, one of the two. I'm thinking Lady Tremaine might be Rapunzel somehow. I'm not sure, but that's what it looks like from that sneak peek. But it was hard to tell, so I'm just gonna have to wait until the episode airs. I think, like I said, Rose and Colin have a really great relationship that they're putting on screen as father-daughter. I think that stuff was wonderful. I just didn't like how said daughter came into being. I wish, it should have just been some random, Barwin she hooked up with that got pregnant. Seriously. That easy. They could have done that. Just saying. Because that made me angry. Olaf made me happy. Just take my mind off of that, please. I'm sorry. Just, okay. The big draw for these two is, I guess they're calling it Glass Believer? Is the name of Henry and Cinderella's ship, because he's the truest believer and she's got the glass slipper. I don't know, what is their ship name? I'm not sure. I think that's their ship name. Something like that, right? Something with the glass slipper and him being the truest believer. I don't see their, I know. I'm still not liking Cinderella. I'm sorry. I can't get on board with this Cinderella. I'm sorry. I know she's trying. Danya Ramirez? Or is it Danya, right? Danya Ramirez is trying so hard. And she's so excited to be Cinderella because, she's a Latina and she's like, oh my god, I'm Cinderella. And I love that enthusiasm in her. But I just don't like her acting. I'm sorry. And I just can't get into this relationship like I could with Snowing and Captain Swan. I just don't see it at all. I mean, the dialogue between them and the way they're written were cute. It's just the actors that I'm not getting on board with. Andrew J. West, yes. Danya, no. What else? Regina tried to get Rumple to team up with her. That backfired. That backfired real bad, but I don't like that Regina's actually going along with Drizella. That seems really out of character in my opinion for her. Or is that just me? Like, I don't know. But I thought maybe she'd try and find a way to undo the curse of the poison heart for both Wish, Hook, and Alice, and Henry and Cinderella, sorry. But we'll see. I did like Nick. I want to know more about him. I thought he was I like how, I'm like, finally Henry has a friend. Thank you. It only took, however many years. Poor Henry. Only gets a friend when he's, like, in his 20s. I can understand. I sympathize. But I like this friendship that's forming between Jack and Henry. I want to see more. Hopefully we get to see more soon. And I'm wondering whose love interest he's going to... I think he's part of the love triangle, but I'm also wondering if he ends up being Regina's love interest somehow, which would be kind of weird. My best friend's dating my mom. that'd be a weird thing to do. I think, they should just bring Robin Hood back, honestly. Find a way to bring him back from the dead. Zeus is like, yeah, well, let's bring Robin back too. I brought Hook back, let's bring Robin. Because I feel like, I don't know who they could give to, Regina as a love interest. And develop it with enough time. Because they don't have that many episodes left. And it'd be weird to date your son's new friend. That'd be weird. Don't do that. Don't do Jack and Regina. That'd be weird. No. Just no. I'd be weirded out if my mom did something like that. Just say. Or my dad. One of my parents dating my friends. No. That's a no-no. Yeah. What else was good in this episode? Well, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot that happened.